What is up YouTube? Today I'll be showing you a quick follow-up of my first video, how to solve the Rubik's Cube. After reaching over 350,000 views, I'm happy to say many managed to solve the Rubik's Cube. However, I will be going over some issues that have been brought to my attention via the comments, as well as other tips and tricks that will help you solve the Rubik's Cube faster. Okay, let's scramble this. Okay, the first issue that has been brought to my attention by many comments that was not addressed in my video was what do you do if all the pieces you need to solve for, these center edge pieces, in step 3, to solve the second layer, are already on the second layer but in the wrong position or orientation? Okay, so what you do is, since you cannot match a color, for example, this orange-green piece does not belong on this layer anyway, since this is the green face. What we need to do is get one of these pieces out and onto the top so that we can solve it. So to do this, we do the exact same algorithm as if we wanted to place, let's say, this orange-green piece here. So in this case, we will be solving it for the right to get this red-yellow piece onto the top layer. So it's up, right, up inverted, right inverted, up inverted, front inverted, up, front. And now, as you can see, this orange-green piece is now on the second layer, and the red-yellow piece that we were trying to solve for before is now on the top layer. And now we can proceed to solving step 3 as normal. So now we can do the same algorithm. Since you've already seen it in my previous video and just now, I'll be doing it a little bit faster. Now the red-yellow piece is solved, and we can proceed to solving the rest of the layer. For the orange and white piece, you need to solve the piece by going to the left, so I will repeat this algorithm as well. It's up inverted, left inverted, up, left, up, front, up inverted, front inverted. And now, as you can see, the orange and white piece is also solved. Here's another query that has been brought to my attention. What if the red-white piece, as you can see here, is in the right position but in the wrong permutation? Meaning that the red is facing the white side and the white is facing the red side. Well, we do the exact same solution to the same problem. We take one of these pieces and pretend it needs to be solved for here. So let's take this green-white piece and put it here. Now, as you can see, the red-white piece is now on the top layer, meaning we can solve it the normal way by using the same algorithm to move it here. So what you need to make sure you can do is you can align this red with the red center and then perform the algorithm. As you can see, the red and white is now solved, and you have solved the whole second layer. This is what happens if you do not align the color properly. So let's say you have this red-yellow piece on the top layer and you want to solve for it. Well, if you do not match the red with the red center, then you solve the red with the yellow center, then what will happen is the situation we saw before. Uh-oh, you've performed the algorithm and now the red is facing the yellow side and the yellow is facing the red side. This is why you need to align the centers. This is one problem I've seen a few people having, and I've been trying to solve them in the comments. Now it's back to normal. The whole second layer has been solved. Okay, this is the next situation that has been brought to my attention via the comments. In step 5, you are solving, after you have solved the green cross, you are aligning these pieces. So this center edge piece, so the red will align with the red, the white with the white, etc., etc. The situation I described is when you use the algorithm right, up, right inverted, up, right, up, 2, right inverted. This situation only works if the piece you already have solved is in your right hand and the other piece is at the back. But what do you do if the piece you have solved is here and the other piece you have solved is on the opposite side? So as you can see here, this right side is solved and the orange side is solved. The white and the yellow are in the wrong place. So what we do is we perform the algorithm once. So, like I said, right, up, right inverted, up, right, up, 2, right inverted. And now, as you can see, the white is solved, the red has remained solved, and now, since they are adjacent to each other, we can do the step as normal. You put the red on your right hand like this, and then the white will be at the back. So, right, up, right inverted, up, right, up, 2, right inverted, up. As you can see, now all these center edge pieces have been solved, and now we only need to permute the corners. Okay, this step just needs a little bit of clarification. As I've seen in the comments, a lot of people are having trouble with it, and I'll admit I did too when I first learned to solve the Rubik's Cube. The mistake that I made when trying to solve the Rubik's Cube is I knew how to solve the corners, these corners, for the green side faster. But if you mess up this step and if you do just one thing wrong, what will happen is it will revert you back to you having to do step 3, because you'll have the whole green layer solved and these centers, but this layer will get messed up if you do not perform the very last step correctly. So I will go over it again. What you need to do is you need to, after all the corners are in the right place, like these are, what you need to do is you need to perform the algorithm right inverted, right, down, completely. You cannot skip out any of these steps. For example, I can use this algorithm here on the red yellow corner. Right inverted, right, down, right inverted, down inverted, right. I still need to do that down turn, even though this piece is already solved. After this, you perform one up inverted. It has to be up inverted, and then you continue to solving the Rubik's Cube as normal. Right inverted, right, down, right inverted, right, down, right inverted, right, down, right inverted, right, down. And for the last two corners, we do the same thing. And as you can see, I just solved the Rubik's Cube. You need to try and follow this step as precisely as possible. Okay, the next thing I will be going over is how to solve the Rubik's Cube faster. So let's scramble this once again. Okay, I'd say that's pretty scrambled. Now what we need to do is get to the point where we're at step 2, solving the blue corners. Okay, so you finish the first step and you have the blue cross and these centers matched. Now what you need to do is solve these blue corners, and here are some tips and tricks to doing it faster. Okay, so let's do this blue, red, and yellow one first. Let's get it in the right place. Okay, as you can see, here's the blue, red, and yellow, and here's the blue, red, and yellow faces. Normally, you would have to do the algorithm right inverted, right, down at least 5 times to get it solved. I will show you. See, I had to do that quite a few times before I could get it solved. Whereas, what I could do is just do the exact opposite and do left, down, left inverted, down inverted. And as you can see, I only needed to perform the algorithm once to get this blue corner solved. So what I can say is that if the blue piece, face on the corner piece is on the right side, then you only need to do one right inverted, right down algorithm. However, if it is on the left side, then you can just do left, down, left inverted, down inverted. And that way you can speed up the first step. Another trick is when the blue face is on the bottom of the cube, meaning it's facing opposite the blue side, what you can do is you can do right inverted, and instead of doing down inverted right, you can do down inverted again so that it's here. Then you do right again and down. And now, as you can see, it is in a place that we can just do right inverted, right down only once to solve the blue side. Simple. Okay, now you've got to the point where you've solved the whole second layer and the first layer. Now what you need to do is you need to solve the green cross. Here is a very simple trick that will let you get from an L shape to the green cross really quickly, only having to perform one algorithm. Make sure that the L shape is in the top left-hand corner on the green face, and then perform this algorithm. Front, right, up, right inverted, up inverted. Now, instead of doing a front inverted and then repeating the whole thing, you can just do right with this still here, with this blue side still here. You can just continue and do right, up, right inverted, up inverted, front inverted. That way, you've gotten from an L to the green cross in just one step. Let me show that to you, but a little bit faster. So here you are at the green L, and this is what it would look like if you're doing it fast. Okay, now that I have shown you all the situations that needed addressing that I have seen in the comments, and after showing you small little tips that you can use to solve the Rubik's Cube faster, here's another thing that has been brought to my attention: unsolvable Rubik's Cubes. If a corner piece or any piece of the Rubik's Cube, while it has been solved, has been twisted so that it is in a non-solvable position, you cannot use this tutorial or any tutorial to fix it. You need to get the Rubik's Cube to a solved position, i.e. all the faces are complete, to be able to solve the Rubik's Cube, if that makes any sense. So, for example, in the fourth step, what I've noticed is some people are saying that they cannot get this green cross. They will get the L shape, and they will get the line, but they will not get the green cross itself. Instead, what will happen is this green and red piece will be switched, so the green piece is here and the red piece is here. This is one sign that your Rubik's Cube is unsolvable, is if you cannot achieve this green cross. I've had this happen to me in the past. Okay, so what you need to do is if you turn it 45 degrees so that it is not a complete turn, and then you have this corner like this, and then what you can do is you can put your thumb or maybe a screwdriver or something and pop the center edge piece out like so. Since mine is in a fine condition, it's solvable and everything, I will not be showing you popping it out because it might break. And then all you need to do is put the piece back inside, flip the right way so you have this green cross, and then you should be able to proceed to solving the Rubik's Cube normally. Another possibility where your Rubik's Cube might be incorrect is in step 6. Okay, so you have finished the green cross and you've matched all these center edge pieces with the right color. And now you're solving for these, you're trying to orient these corner pieces. Okay, so let's say you have none of the corners in the right place, so you perform the algorithm once. Okay, so let's say you've performed the algorithm, but then what happens is 2 of the corners are in the right place, but 2 of the corners are not in the right place. What this means is your Rubik's Cube is unsolvable. You will not be able to place one correct corner piece in the bottom right hand corner and perform the algorithm again to solve these 2. What you need to do is you need to do the same thing as before, pop out the corners, and then place them in the right position. This will lead to another problem. If you need to place them in the right orientation as well so that your Rubik's Cube is completely solvable. So once all the corners are in the right place and you're on the last step, let's say you start doing the algorithm, right inverted down, inverted right down and everything. Okay, as you can see, after performing that step, my Rubik's Cube is completely solved. But what may happen is, after performing that step, if only one corner piece is incorrect, as in it is in the right position, so let's just imagine this. This is the green, orange, white piece, and it needs to be in the green face, the orange, and the white face. It's in the complete right position, but it's in the wrong orientation. So just imagine this twisted. Sort of like this, but not completely, I guess. That also means your Rubik's Cube is unsolvable. What you need to do is pop out that one corner, twist it so it is in the right position, and then have a solved Rubik's Cube. I highly recommend, after you have a completely solvable Rubik's Cube, you know this because it was in a solved position at the very beginning of the scramble, I recommend that you try solving the Rubik's Cube again. Make sure that it's got into your head that you actually know how to solve it. Because after having an unsolvable Rubik's Cube, you need to check if you can actually solve it because you needed to solve it manually by taking out the pieces and putting them back in. Okay, that is all I have to say left about the Rubik's Cube. I've gone over all possible situations. Any remaining lingering issues, how to solve it faster, unsolvable positions. Yeah, if any other issues are remaining that you would like me to go over, please post them in the comments. I will try and reply and help you with your situation. And when you're posting these situations, can you please be as specific as possible? Saying something very generic like, please, I need help, is not actually going to be helpful. I need to know what you need help with, what the situation is. If you need help with step 3, please say so. Or any other step for that matter. Okay, one last thing before we wrap up this video. Since a few people have been requesting it, I thought I would solve the Rubik's Cube as fast as I can as part of this video. My best that I have gotten, which I think I achieved last year, was 35 seconds. But on average, I get around 45 to a minute. That's how long it takes me to solve the Rubik's Cube. So let's see how fast I get this time. hope you managed to solve the Rubik's Cube. I hope this has cleared up any remaining issues. Please click that like button, comment if you need to with anything that you want to ask me or just anything at all. Subscribe if you want to see any of my new content. I am planning on doing more Rubik's Cube tutorials. That includes one for the Curvy Copter, which is a variant of the helicopter cube. You can Google it, and I'll also put a link in the description if you want to look at it. The Gear Cube, which I will also put a link in the description so you can have a look at it. You can maybe even buy one if you would like. And the other tutorial I would also like to do is I have recently acquired a 5x5x5 Rubik's Cube, and I would like to do a tutorial on that. You can also go check out my website. It's my new website. I made it very recently. It is for my drawing tutorials, and it goes over all the tutorials. It shows you how to draw, various tips and tricks you can do. You can also see some of my drawings if you're interested, and I also have a Facebook page and a Twitter if you're interested in following me. You can keep up with all my updates, new tutorials I post, etc., etc. If you haven't already, please check out my drawing tutorials. I am planning on making more as well. I am planning on doing a full dragon tutorial, how to draw a dragon, and also maybe have some variations of that to show you different styles, so a dragon in flight versus a dragon standing on the ground and other things like this. I would also encourage you to check my Rubik's Cube tutorial in case you already haven't, and also I'm very close to reaching my 1,000 subscribers. So soon I am thinking of creating a 1,000 subscribers special in which I will be doing a Q&A with one of my friends, hopefully, and I will, in the background, it will probably be a speed drawing, and the subject of the speed drawing is still up for debate. If you think this is a good idea, please say so in the comments. Also, if this will be a good opportunity, if you would like to ask me anything about the Rubik's Cube, anything about drawing, anything about the music I have, anything about video games since I play them a lot, anything about my website, just anything at all, I'm happy to answer in this Q&A. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for almost reaching 1,000 subscribers, guys. You've been great. And also, thank you for the 350,000 views. Okay, that's it, I guess. Thanks for watching again, and have a great day.